Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again with another episode of the Chelsea Career Mode here on Xbox One, and unfortunately we start episode number 57 with some bad news. Our new centre-back signing, Jerome Boateng, is going to be out for 2 months with an injury, and on the back of that we actually see that the league expectation from the board is that they want us to win the league title. Rather unexpected that that is the aim. They want us to win the league, a domestic cup, and a win in the Champions League as well. So hopefully this season we will be able to come out with something. So you can see we're moving Branislav Ivanovic on as well. We get a massive opening bid for Luis Muriel from Southampton, valued at 18.5 million. They've come in straight away with 38. Now, I'm not going to accept it. Luis Muriel is my number one striker, and we're hoping to get him some support here from Alexander Pato. If we can maintain, or not maintain, but finalise this deal now with Branislav Ivanovic moving on rather, that will free up the funds to be able to bring in Alexander Pato. Because if you remember from yesterday's episode, we couldn't quite afford the transfer fee. It was £10 million plus Fernando Torres, and we only had £8.9 million available to us. So we've moved Ashley Cole and Branislav Ivanovic on, and that will free up the funds that we need to bring Alexander Pato into the club. So he'll be our rotation striker, along with Luis Muriel, with Loic Remy there in support as well. But we start this episode with a game. It's the second friendly, only 2 friendlies this year, of course, in this particular opening season, because we do have to qualify for the Champions League. But we go off to a great start, of course, with all the friendlies. I'm only going to show you goals and or specific key highlights if there aren't that many goals. So there's not too much footage from this particular game, but we do have the opening game of the Premier League season at the end of this one as well, against Crystal Palace, so do be sure to stay tuned. But we get off to an even better start. Andre Schürrle picks up the ball here. He's going to race away. Use Kwadwo Asamoah is going to find it back to Andre Schürrle. In behind, we've just got so much pace in this team, they can't cope. And then Kevin De Bruyne's there to finish the move off. And 8 minutes in, we're 2-0 up against Genoa. We seem to be playing Serie A sides in pre-season this year. Of course, we had Fiorentina away from home in yesterday's game in a pre-season friendly. Of course, familiar foes, considering we've just come back off the back of an AC Milan career mode. And just something that you may have seen on my Twitter and or Instagram from earlier on in the week when I was recording this, Eden Hazard had a bit of a spazzy moment. Not really too sure what happened when he went to take this first touch, but as you can see, the player model was a little bit contorted, and that looked rather funny to me. So I put a video of that up on Instagram and on Twitter as well. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you don't already, by the way. Twitter is @Chesnoid Gaming, link in the description. And my Instagram is just Chesnoid, straight up, just Chesnoid. But we get a 3-0 lead here through Willian in the 70th minute. Great strike from him, and that is going to round the game out. Convincing 3-0 win, 2 convincing wins in pre-season all told. And we go into the game against Crystal Palace in good form. But we've got a couple of transfer issues to sort out before we get that far. Transfer issues that I really need your feedback for. But as you can see, we have got the funds now to bring in Alexander Pato. So he has come to the club. We have 3 strikers, Luis Muriel, Alexander Pato and Loic Remy. We get a huge offer for Oscar. Now, he's unhappy at the club and has wanted to leave a couple of times, and I'm wanting to move on either him or Kevin De Bruyne. Now, we get a massive offer here from Manchester City. Unfortunately, it's not from a team that isn't a direct rival, of £38.5 million. Now, I can either put in a huge counter offer for City for Oscar, or I can reject it, and that was my initial thoughts anyway. I stalled it to ask you that question, and then a couple of days later we get a bid from Bayern Munich for Kevin De Bruyne. Now, this is undervalue at 15.5 when Kevin De Bruyne is valued 18.5, and De Bruyne really is unhappy at the club. So it's in your hands. I can counter offer Bayern Munich with something like 25 million or so for Kevin De Bruyne, because that's what he's worth at least, or I can counter offer Man City with something a little bit larger, but one of them is going to go. But which one is down to you? So let me know in the comments section down below which player you'd like to see me move on, whether that be Oscar or Kevin De Bruyne, and I will do as you plead. So it's your decision. So we're going to head into the game against Crystal Palace. Hopefully we can come out with a win on the opening day of the Barclays Premier League season in the 3rd year. What are we, 15-16 season now? Is it 14-15? No, it's a 15-16 season, isn't it? 3rd year. But we get off to a decent start. Luis Muriel's played over the top here. Unfortunately, gets taken out. I probably would have expected a free kick there, but the ball's blocked by Muriel. Doesn't give up on it. Falls to Eden Hazard. Lovely shot, and unfortunately, it just bends away from that far post, and Crystal Palace live to fight another day in these opening stages. But we were on top, as you may expect, for the majority of this game, and especially in this first half. Hazard is going to get played in again down the left-hand side now. Lovely Berber spin inside. Got a couple of options inside him, decides to take it on himself, but can't quite find the angle across into that bottom corner, and again it's a comfortable save for Cassio, and they keep us at bay. But Royce is involved here just before half-time now, pushing on towards the end of the first period. Deschillo turns inside to Luis Muriel. Has got a runner on the outside of him, which is Ramirez, and that is a fantastic finish. Ramirez isn't necessarily going to be seeing as much first-team football this year with the introduction of Luka Modric into the first team, but he started him here, and this finish is really, really good. The technique on that to get it up and away from the goalkeeper by just cutting across the ball with a strike, and it bends away from the keeps and right into the top corner. That is a fantastic finish from Ramirez. Gets us off to a fantastic start in the Premier League, and we're headed into the second half in good spirits. It's a bit of a demoralising moment there for Palace just before the half time, and just after half time, Hazard goes on a great run, and really unfortunate not to pick up a goal for his troubles. Really good feet when cutting inside on the left-hand side there. But Schürrle keeps the move alive, plays it to Vidal, into Danilo down the right-hand side. Gorgeous ball across. So that's Eden Hazard on the shot again. Another shot block, but this time it fortunately falls back to him. And at the 7th or 8th attempt this game, Eden Hazard finally has his goal, and we finally have a 2-0 lead. But they were going to come back at us, Crystal Palace, and it was only the astute defending of Rafael Varane getting back on the line in cover for his rather wayward goalkeeper that meant that they weren't able to get themselves back in it. But Pato is going to come off the bench to make his debut here. The fluffy-haired young Brazilian, giving him squad. Well, it's just giving him squad number 13. I don't really go into the squad numbers, etc. Perhaps I should, and try and have a little bit of influence on the way that gets figured out and stuff. But Pato comes close with his opening effort as a Chelsea player. Nice shot from distance. Had to take it there because the defender was on his shoulder, and unfortunately he kind of drilled it quite well, but it just rose over the top of the bar, only a foot or so over. Did dip, but not quite in time to find the way into the back of there. And he was involved again here. His scoop turn was well blocked by the defender, but they were going to give the ball away. Arturo Vidal is going to win it back, and Pato's involved again. Nice return ball to Danilo, and unfortunately the right back shows that he is a right back in front of goal and isn't quite able to get a telling shot on target. But we take the 3 points from the opening game of the season, a 2-0 win away at Crystal Palace. Doesn't put us top of the league though. We sit third. Arsenal get a 4-0 win, and Swansea get a 3-1 win, so they sit above us on goals scored as opposed to a goal difference, although Arsenal's goal difference is better than ours. But that's how things are going to stay in the Premier League for the time being. We'll be back on Thursday with Chelsea Career Mode for the next episode, because of course tomorrow is going to be the 10k Q&A video, so be sure to check your sub boxes for that tomorrow afternoon. If you missed the previous episode of this series, by the way, from yesterday, definitely check it out. There's a link on the right hand side of your screen there to take you to it. If you want to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so. A link on the left hand side as an annotation. There's also a link in the description, and your normal subscribe button as well. There'll be a My Player episode tonight, a really good one, entertaining game in Europe tonight against Hamburg, so definitely check that out. That will be coming around about 9 PM, and of course if you don't know what I upload or when I upload it as it says on screen, check the description for my upload schedule and you know exactly what to expect from me and when to expect it. But I hope you're enjoying your half-term holidays. That's all from me for this afternoon, so thank you very much for watching. Leave the video a like. We could hit 200 again today. That'd be absolutely wonderful, and I will see you next time.